Greetings and welcome my friends. This is the Andromeda Strain, the Golgari deck featuring the newest Bronco from Thunder Junction. It's a new form of Undying Golgari where we aim to use card advantage along with removals to get in for damages turn after turn. We have a unique lineup of men that can apply pressure early through the mid and late game. Cut Down is our early removal. We've gone with this as we found ourselves playing against a lot of mono red. Against them, this is a powerful tool. And as it can hit plenty of men, the 1 mana cost also lets us play it and then pay to steal a card out of the grave with Tinybones. Speaking of Tinybones, he is just a 1 mana guy, but his ability to steal permanents from the grave makes him one of the strongest 1-drops in Standard today. He has Death Touch, which means he can trade with any enemy men. And if he hits, we steal a permanent card from the enemy grave. Lost Jitte is a powerful equipment that we will try to use to our advantage with our mix of men. It gains a counter anytime the equipped creature deals combat damage. The cost to play it and equip is just 1 each, so it's very easy to play out and get it going. It is legendary, so we're only playing 2 copies. Up next is the Tiny Bronco that gets in for big hits. Ideally we'd want a deck full of expensive cards, but in practice that doesn't work very well. Instead we have a strong early game and we use the Tiny Bronco for a bit of extra damage as well as card advantage. We do have a pair cards that can make the Snake Horse hit a bit harder. Both the green and black Virtues will smack the opponent for a 7 spot if we get them with the Reptile Bronco. Go for the Throat as a staple removal. It'll hit most men in Standard at the low cost of 2 mana. The signature man of Undying Golgari is the Dreadknight. He's here in full force to help us draw cards and get in for damages whenever possible. He's an undying soldier that comes back for more. Tear Asunder is a powerful removal. It can be used to hit enemy men or artifacts and enchantments. Freestrider Lookout is a solid 3-drop. When we commit a crime while we have a lookout in play, we'll get to look at the top 5 cards of our deck and select a land to put in play. This is a strong ability that lets us thin out lands from our deck to make our Tiny Bronco more effective. Since we want to flip over any non-land card when we have an active Bronco in play. Sheoldred is a powerhouse and we're using Shelly as a finisher that costs us only 4 mana. She is a home wrecker against mono red, and that's one of the reasons we went with Shelly over other big men. If you prefer a different finisher, you can sub that in over Shelly. The Black Virtue has been a powerful tool for any deck playing Swamp since it came out. We're using it here for the early removal and then for its ability to take over games when we play it out as an enchantment. If we flip it over with a Bronco, this will hit the opponent for 7. That's a solid shot to the face. We're playing 3 copies of the Green Virtue. It can get us back a land or one of our men from the grave for just 1 green mana. And if the Bronco finds this card off the top, we're hitting the opponent's face for 7. GG's. For lands, we're playing 4 Riveteers Overlook. The search land that sacrifices itself to let us search out a forest or a swamp. This land will let us thin out lands from our deck, increasing the effectiveness of our Tiny Bronco. 2 Field of Ruin, the destruction land that takes out enemy non-basic lands. This is also an effective way of pulling lands out of the deck. 3 Restless Cottage, the Golgari man land. 4 Festering Gulch, the Golgari desert. 4 Forests. 2 Boseiju, who endures. The Green Channel land. And 5 Swamps. Playing the deck is fairly easy. Get out our early men and get in for hits. Use removals to clear the way and use the Green Virtue to get back any fallen Broncos. Ride your high horse for damages. Going into the mid and late game, use the Lookout's ability to fetch out lands whenever possible. This will make it more likely that the Bronco will hit on a card to deal a bit more damage to the opponent. Try to use Tinybones to get as many cards from the opponent as possible. Early on it might be some early men, but that is fine as long as we can keep pressuring. In the late game an active Black Virtue or 2 might be enough to seal the deal. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?